Hi, and welcome to Parenthood Talk, and I'm your host, Jamie Googans. Today, we're going to talk about one of the scariest things about parenthood. Teenagers. Yeah, they're pretty scary, and they can be pretty intimidating. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm the mom of 6, so yeah, I've raised 6 teenagers. My youngest is 18 right now. So I might know a few things about raising teenagers, but I'll tell you, there was a lot of trial and error in raising those 6 kids. So the key word that we're going to take away with teenagers today is autonomy. What is autonomy? Well, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, autonomy is the self-directing freedom and especially moral independence. So what does that really mean? I mean, that sounds complex, right? So autonomy is that innate desire in people to want to make their own choices and to be independent. So as your child grows older and older, and especially enters into those teenage years, they're going to really fight for that independence, right? They really want to be autonomous. They want to make their own choices. They want to do what they want to do. And you know what? That's great. That's actually a part of development. So the tricky part about parenting teenagers is that we don't want to take that away from them. We want to encourage independence, but we need to do so within some parameters, right? Because their brains are not done developing yet. And, I know teenagers think that they have all the answers, but they really don't. So think about things like maybe curfew. And, your kid wants to go out and they think their curfew should be midnight and you think it should be 9 p.m. because, that's when you go to bed. Those things are okay. But the cool part is, as your kid gets older, and now that they're teenagers, you can negotiate with them on some of these things. They might have some good and valid points. So in order to make your child feel valued in those teenage years, probably one of the best things you can do is allow some freedom within those parameters. So maybe you say on a school night you need to be in by 10 p.m., but maybe on a weekend, or if there's something special going on, maybe we can take that on a case-by-case basis. If there's a school dance or whatnot, maybe there's some flexibility within there. So a lot about parenting teenagers ends up being negotiation. And that's okay. As a parent, you don't have to have all the answers and you're allowed to change your mind too. And that's cool. Letting your kid, listening to them and letting them make decisions with you and helping them guide through that decision-making process, that's awesome. That's what you need to be doing during that time to help scaffold that instruction, to help facilitate that so that when they become adults, they can make those decisions for themselves independently. On a side note, I have to say, if you want to have some of those tough conversations with your kids, one of the best times to do it is in the car because they're trapped. I have to say that some of the best conversations that I've had with all of my kids have been while we've been driving from place to place. And one sticks out in my head. One of my most meaningful conversations with one of my sons was while we were waiting at the car wash to wash our car because prom was later on that evening. And it was one of the deepest and best conversations that my son and I have ever had. And it was great. So don't be scared. Keep trying to reach those teenagers. I know it's not easy. And, trap them in a car when you can. Bribe them with food. Teenagers are really easy to bribe with food, by the way. Anyhow, we're all in this together. Best of luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.